Alright, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here, bringing you another StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm cast here. This one's going to be featuring our red Zerg player in the top left corner. He is the one who sent me this replay, so he is the hero for this cast. His name is Chimaera, representing Team Outset from the CTL. And in the bottom right corner, his ladder opponent, the blue Terran player, representing nobody but himself. He is RepubTja, or RepubTja. I don't know. I'm just going to call him Repub for the rest of this cast. So we have a ZVP here on Cactus Valley. Or sorry, a ZVT. I think I said ZVP there. This is getting off to a great start already. But yeah, ZVT is, as I've said many times before, my favorite matchup. But you know, I've been seeing so much of it that it'd be nice to see some other matchups from time to time. So I'm going to make sure to include all sorts of different casts and different matchups here as we get through the player banter. Looks like Chimaera got a second dog. I actually just got a second dog too not too long ago. I've mentioned it in some other videos already. Always nice to have friendly banter going on between players, although I always seem to feel that one of them is going to be cheesing. Usually the person who actually starts off the small talk, but it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing that yet out of Repub. So we got the hatch first going down for Chimaera. Incredibly standard. Looks like he's going to get the wrong scout with his first Overlord, and actually he's going to get the wrong scout with his second Overlord as well. But with the positions being cross-spawn, it's really not too bad. I mean, it sucks to get that late scout, but when you realize it's actually cross-spawn, you can usually be okay with that for a Zerg player. Spawning pool going down, and we'll see if he's going to be getting that gas. Usually you get it around 17, if you are getting it. I've seen some players delay it a little bit, but we could be seeing just a complete gasless opener. Oh, I was just going to say that. Now it looks like we got a drone going in for that gas. Right at 17, as I predicted. Meanwhile, 2 Reapers queued up here for our Terran player. SCV getting a scout, seeing the gas time and realizing, okay, everything seems to be super standard. And now the Reaper knows which way to go, so he'll be heading across the map. Followed by a second Reaper. I'm not sure if we're going to see a third one. It looks like the command center is getting ready to be placed down here soon enough for Repub. Why do people do this with the bunker? Well, I mean, it can force overreactions, I think, so we'll see. The Lings are going to make it on to the battle map here. And, oh, almost getting us around there. If he picks off that Reaper, this whole bunker thing is going to be completely shut down. But the bunker does finish, and that Reaper is going to be able to get in there. And this is why people do this bunker thing. It forces out some extra Lings. And with a second Reaper following up, this is going to be able to do a little bit of extra damage here. So I don't completely mind it. Meanwhile, Repub is getting that expansion. He's building a reactor, moving into a factory. So everything going super normal here. Some damage getting placed on that queen, but it's not going to do too much. But there's a lot of Lings on the field now. Oh, the bunker's going to be salvaged. So he gets that money back. And I mean, that cost him basically nothing. And it forced a whole bunch of Zerglings out of Chimaera, who is now making even more Lings. And he's getting speed, so I wonder if he's going to try to put on a little bit of a counterattack here. But he has to deal with these Reapers first. And dealing with these Reapers in the early game can be so annoying because it can force you to skip out on your macro. You can see, you know, it forced Chimaera to pull out of gas just a little bit late. It's really not a big deal, but it does, you know, it does bother you. It does sort of work. I'd say that bunker play was actually a positive play for Repub. Doesn't look like Chimaera agrees, though. I mean, he's got a lot of speedlings on the map now. And if you were to send them across right now, I think he'd be able to get a little bit of damage done. Maybe bust down this wall. We'll see. Speed is finished, so the Lings are now going to be moving across. And just droning up behind it. Not going to be going super all in. There's no Baneling Nest or anything like that. Still no gas being mined, so I'm guessing we're going to be seeing a third base soon. And actually, the Reapers and Hellions moving out. This could actually cause some problems for our Terran player here. I wonder if he's going to pull back as soon as he realizes that all the speedlings are here. This Hellion getting extremely lucky with really good positioning here. Going to be able to take out a couple of the lings. And it does force back the Hellions and Reapers. So nicely done here from Chimaera. Getting a little bit of counter damage done. Killing off some Hellions. And forcing back the initial attack too. Even pulling some SCBs off the line. Overall, pretty nice play coming out of Chimaera. In the meantime, he does drop his third base. He's managed to get a couple extra drones out, and he's going back into gas, getting all 4 gases here, which really looks like he's going to be moving into a sort of Baneling Muta style of play, and just using it to defend his third base. Banshee out on the field here. Let's take a look. I haven't really paid too much attention to what Repub is doing in his base, so let's take a look. He's got just 1 barracks, moving into a Banshee, 2 Banshees actually, but no cloak. So, not many upgrades on the way here. No engineering bays or anything like that. But the 3rd command center is down and finished and is morphing into an orbital command. So, the economy is going to be pretty good here, but he's not getting a lot of gas. So, we're going to be seeing lots of Hellions, I think, and lots of Marines. Stimpak coming in. And some extra barracks now to round out his infrastructure. There's a little bit of an attack coming here, and there's not very much army units on the field for Chimaera. Just these queens right now. If that Banshee had cloak, that would make things really, really weird for Chimaera. Nice transfuse going down, those 4 repositioning. And this could be pretty scary. Chimaera's own wall working against him a little bit, but bam, the queens shoot the Banshee out of the sky, and they are going to town. Another nice transfuse. And actually, Chimaera really didn't need all that much. Just using the 2 queens here in order to defend his natural. But Repub is going to town. He's going to be cleaning up that creep. And we see the Spire going down here for Chimaera. So he's going to have to buy himself some time in order to get that up. Lots of speedlings on creep here. Going to try to get us around. The positioning is pretty good for Repub, but there's just so many speedlings here that every single Hellion gets cleaned up. And there's only 1 Banshee left on the map here for Chimaera, or for Repub, so he's going to have to back off. And this is exactly what Chimaera needed to do, because now he can drone up his 3rd base, he can get his upgrades going, Baneling speed +1/+1 for his melee units, and allow his Spire to finish up. This Banshee going to try to get a little bit of work done against this queen, and actually will be able to pick off that queen. I like how Chimaera gets that inject off before the queen dies. And is this Banshee going to be able to make it out with its life? It's going to be close, and yes, it will. I think if Repub invested just a little bit in cloak, then he would have been able to get a lot more damage done with these Banshees, especially if he made 2 Banshees. Would have been nice to at least get a little bit extra damage out of them. But obviously he's going into a bio play here, so he's not really trying to get too many Banshees out. He's got his engineering base going, timing the armory nicely with that so we can get +2/+2, getting combat shields. Everything is sort of rounding out, and even dropping some turrets here in response to the mutas that are on their way. Meanwhile, Chimaera, just same thing here, just thrown up. He's taking a 4th base. I really like this play. It's nice and early, which can be a little dangerous sometimes, but also if it goes unpunished, it's going to be really nice for him to just get that out of the way. And he is scouting the map here with some Zerglings, trying to just get an idea of what's going on outside his main base. So yeah, I think things are going relatively well for Chimaera here. He needs to get guys in gas on his 3rd base. He hasn't done that yet. If he wants to get out a lot of mutas, he's going to want to do that. Starting +2/+2, and everything is just going nice for him. It's right on par with the Terran player, which is good. A lot of times Terran will pull ahead in the upgrades, so with Chimaera able to keep things even, that's going to be really good. And now he's starting to pump out some units here. And the mutas are on their way. They're going to come in and try to get a little bit of damage done. See if they can find a hole where there's no turrets. There's only 1 turret here, but the bunker with Marines in it is still going to be pretty good against these mutas. And actually, they're spotted here from Repub. Mutas got to be really careful, or else all of them are going to go down. 2 of them getting murdered by stimmed Marines. And that's going to be all she wrote there for now, as this amount of mutas isn't really going to threaten too much. But behind all this, Chimaera is working up a massive amount of Zerglings and Banelings. +2/+2 is about halfway done, so I wonder if he's going to try to hit some sort of timing attack with this. That's kind of my guess here. As soon as +2/+2 finishes up, I expect him to get some sort of attack going on. But as we see so often, the bio is moving out for Repub. So he's going to be trying to get some damage done here on the third base and try to force Chimaera into an awkward situation. But there's more than enough Zerglings and Banelings here to be able to defend against this. No Widow Mines either. Oh, one Widow Mine here. Gonna try to get off a big shot. It's burrowing in a nice spot here. Gonna go off on those Mutalisks. A lot of damage done to those Mutas, but overall, this is easily cleaned up from Chimaera, and he's gonna force this bio push back. So nice engagement there from Chimaera, morphing some more Banelings, hitting some more Zerglings on the field, and forcing Repub all the way back home. These Widow Mines can be incredibly annoying if they just stay here. They might get off some lucky shots on some reinforcing Zerglings. And are we going to see that? Oh! Nicely done from Chimaera. Ouch! That Muta, though, that flock of Mutas takes some pretty mad damage there. And we'll see if those Widow Mines come into play a little bit later on. Nope! Looks like Chimaera's had enough. He's just going to take them out. Nicely done there, so they won't get any extra damage. Infestation Pit on the way. It's a little bit behind because we can see +3/+3 already starting up for Repub. So this is what typically happens in a ZVT, where the Terran player will get ahead on upgrades for a little bit. And we're seeing that right now. But Hive has started, and eventually Chimaera will be able to catch up in upgrades. Lots of medevacs on the field here. I like this out of Repub, but absolutely no Marauders. I think that is a little bit of a mistake. I think getting some Marauders would be useful against this Baneling heavy composition. And the creep spread is definitely getting out there for Chimaera. So Repub is going to try to clear a little bit of this, but I think Chimaera is going to be able to take care of this pretty easily. We'll have to see. The Mutas are trying to get in position here, forcing a random stim out of some Marines, which is kind of funny. Changelings will not do anything, and I like this, picking off some of these medevacs here, forcing an early boost. And so far Chimaera has dealt with this pretty well, but he's going to have to be careful. There was like 60 lings in the production tab. This is going to be so much, as Chimaera is mining from multiple different locations here. 4 bases all mining. He's got 81 drones. He's set for the rest of this game. And here we see, it looks like Repub is going to try to go for a little bit of a drop maybe. But dropping against a Ling Bane Muta player is really risky because the Mutas can just pick off your medevacs really easily here. So stepping onto creep. Repub's got to be careful here. He's going pretty deep onto creep. The Widow Mines are burrowed in nice positions though, and we'll see if they get off some good hits because he's going to need that. Nice pre-splits here from Repub, and Chimaera's just sitting back, just being like, okay, well, he can spot this drop. No reaction to it though. The Mutas are going to move over there and try to defend against that drop. And a little bit of Baneling. Those were some of the world's most ambitious Marines moving up onto creep. And yeah, I mean, barely any damage getting done from that drop. But this force is still just sitting here. And the Widow Mines are going to get off some pretty big shots, but a huge flank coming from Chimaera from the left side, still losing a lot of Lings and Banelings to these Widow Mines, but he had so many in the first place that he's just going to easily be able to clean this up. And this was a huge anti-timing for Repub because +3/+3 wasn't even finished yet. It's actually just going to be finished now after he gets cleaned up. And I think that's why Repub was just sitting out there for so long, trying to wait for his upgrades to finish, but Chimaera pounced at the perfect timing and able to clean this up. Now there is a 4th base, and it's already planetaried up for Repub. So the economy's still going pretty strong for the Terran player. Looks like Widow Mine's getting up here, trying to do a little bit of damage. I don't think they got much done, and they get cleaned up pretty easily. And the creep spread continues here for Chimaera. So at this point of the game, I think Chimaera is in a wonderful position here, as he is nearly maxed out. His +3/+3 is almost finished. Adrenal glands coming through. He's moving into ultras and chitinous plating. I mean, all he has to do is just survive until this all pops up, and he's going to be in a good spot. And I'm pretty sure Chimaera is going to be able to survive. We'll see, though. It looks like Repub is moving in for another push, going to be clearing some of this creep, which is really important for him. We saw what happened last time. He moved far onto creep. He get cleaned up pretty easily. 5th base going down for Chimaera, preparing himself for the ultra late game, should that be necessary. But Repub is giving Chimaera way too much time here. His upgrades are going to be all finished. We're probably even going to have Adrenal Glands finished before anything serious happens. This Marine, though, is going to scout out the 5th base. And that's going to be a target for Repub as he catches some of these mutas out of position. Nice reaction time, though, from Chimaera. And it looks like we're going to be setting up a ginormous flank here. And this is going to be deadly for Repub. He's getting surrounded on all sides. It doesn't even matter if there's no creep. It doesn't even matter if this 5th base goes down. All upgrades are finished now, and in comes Chimaera with Ultras and Banelings. The mutas are sitting back waiting to mop up. And here they come, going to clean up some of these medevacs. And this was a wonderful engagement for Chimaera, as he mops everything up once again. He really hasn't been, he really hasn't had too much pressure put on him. So imbalanced as Repub, but Repub gave Chimaera way too much time. I think he didn't use his medevacs to the best of their ability. He only did like 1 drop. And in come the mutas, going to try to wipe everything up. There's almost nothing left here for Repub as we zoom out to get a good look at the entire battlefield here. Lings are coming in. They have Adrenal Glands now, +3/+3. This is going to be so much damage, and I really don't see how Repub is going to be able to defend against this. Finally, some Marauders on the field to help out against some of these Ultras, but I don't know, man. These mutas are doing so much damage here. Ultra's taking out the missile turret and busting into the natural as well. This 3rd base has nothing left mining on it. 4th base is still mining. There's a 5th command center here as well. But this 3rd base is most likely going to go down. Chimaera getting a little reckless with his mutas here, I think. He split his army up quite heavily. So actually, you know, he did a lot of damage and he's still got a much higher supply. And he's definitely going to be coming in for, you know, the killing blow soon. But I think he was a little bit reckless splitting his army. He lost a lot of his Ultras and his mutas. So he's going to morph in a few extra Banelings. He's going to wait for +2 flyer attack to finish for his mutas. And once you get +2 flyer attack, it does so much damage. 6th base going down even. He did end up losing this base up here, so I guess that's actually just going to be the 5th base. Changeling coming in, trying to get a look at the army to see what he has to deal with. Repub still thinks this is really imbalanced. I don't know about that. I've seen Terrans and Zerg win in those situations, and Chimaera's not talking. He's coming in for a full surround on the main bulk of Repub's army and killing them all, mostly with just Zerglings. A couple Widowmines going off and getting some okay shots, but once the Banelings and a single Ultra join the fight, as well as the mutas, everything is getting mopped up here, and I think Repub knows what's going on here. Calling Chimaera a dick. I don't know if you should really expect Chimaera to like pause the game and let you know what's going on in the middle of it. Oh my god, this, yeah. I think Repub has a different perception of what dick is, because Chimaera's really not doing anything wrong here. It's not his job to coach Repub in the middle of a game. And Repub just leaves. And yeah, I mean, I think there wasn't enough pressure on the 3rd base. That's definitely true. I think Chimaera just outplayed him, to be honest. But it was a nice game, nice, you know, textbook showing of how to play Lingbane Muta against a Bio-Terran player. And things went really well here for Chimaera. So nice game. Thank you for sending me that replay. In case, guys, if you're unaware, if you send me a replay at gdoggcasey SC2 at gmail.com, and I'll be able to cast your replays for you. So make sure you send those in if you want to see your games get casted. Thank you again to Chimaera for sending this replay. I know there's a few more in the bank, so we'll be getting to those soon, and we'll see you guys next time.